Hello, how's everybody doing? Well, this is Quad Crew Octavia going live for a little while. Haven't been on live for a while, so I thought I would just throw in and see how people are doing. I understand there's some kind of debate going on, and darn it, I think I'm going to miss it. Well, right. It's a Republican debate without Donald Trump, so I'm not sure what's the point. As someone once said, the candidates have as much charisma as a root canal. So if you're interested in the root canal, all right then. There was a little bit of background in the noise coming from my light show. Under the sea. That's probably where I'd like to be, is under the sea with my little fish buddies. Yeah, so I'm here just to see if anybody else is going to abstain from watching the debates. My Quad Crew people, are they going to watch the debate? I'm sure they will, and they'll probably give me a little bit of an update about what went on and who they liked and who they don't like. And as I said, I don't really care who's debating right now, and it's usually the Fox people that are handling it, and I'm not a fan of Fox. What am I a fan of? I'm a fan of Quad Verum. I'm a staunch fan of Quad Verum. But outside of Quad Verum, I'm really not a fan of anyone. Just to understand that we're all we're being led down the wrong path. What is the right path? Well, I don't know. That's the whole thing. But I do know that if we continue going down this path, we're not going to have this country as we know it. I'm not sure what it will turn into. another despotic, democratic shithole, maybe. I don't know. Um, this is what I'm learning. I'm learning that after all my years of being on this planet Earth, trying to do the right thing and follow the recommended rules. And I've done well doing that, and I haven't gotten into any trouble, and I haven't become a hopeless case, so to speak. But I'm just not really convinced that I was given the truth all my life. I don't know, what is the truth? Well, then I could say I know the truth, but it's my truth, and now you have to find your own truth. What could that be? I have no idea. All I know is that it's a very rough and rugged terrain out there. So, be careful where you tread and which path you want to take. I know some people like the thrill of climbing Mount Everest, and as well as it is beautiful, and if it wasn't for those who did climb Mount Everest, I wouldn't know what Mount Everest was like. But thankfully, those adventurers, those people that want to experience everything in life, trained and prepared for going to Mount Everest and survived it. I never was trained to go to Mount Everest. I would never survive it. And I wouldn't survive Death Valley either. So here I am in the beautiful Pacific Rim on the east coast of the Pacific Rim, the Ring of Fire. So fire is definitely what it takes to live over here, and it's what it takes to be in Hawaii. I'm devastated, as most everybody, about the fire in Lahaina, and I've been going there for 40 years on a semi-regular basis. I haven't gone every year for the first 20, but I have been going there pretty regularly for the last 10. And I love it. I love it there. I love the temperatures, the environment, and the culture. And I can see why people move there and want to make that their life. I've always said from the very beginning, I could never live on that island. It's too small. I can't live on any island. They're all too small. And as it is, I live on the coast here, which that means you don't get any land on the west of you. So all the land is on the east, north, and south of me. And I kind of like it that way, because as much as it may make things crowded at times, it also means that I have a place to go, that I can look out and I will see no development. Oh, that does remind me, one more thing happened, right? These windmills that they're putting out in the ocean. It's a terrible idea. I hate it. I hate the windmills they're putting up everywhere, because the unintended consequences are death to all the birds. I like birds. I like nature. I like it all. And I miss it. I'm broadcasting only on YouTube right now, because I seem to have a better quality of broadcast, for whatever that reason is. So I'm going to like myself, because I I kind of like myself sometimes. I'm not really crazy about my picture. That's why I'm putting the little guys down there. Wait, down there. Those little guys. But it's my scene, and no other copyright infringements upon anybody. No music, just the humming of the refrigerator and the humming of the little light show, and maybe some little the crows. The crows are crowing. It's the time of day that the crows all gather and go out to the field and make a ruckus, make a lot of noises. A lot of noises. Oh yeah, well, I know most people can use music to while away the minutes, but then you can't keep this on line because you'll get tagged or yanked or blocked or whatever it is. Lucky for me, I've not had any of that happen to me because I'm kind of like in the middle of the road and I don't have any real viewers, so I can kind of say what I want to say most of the time, apparently. I don't know. I did try posting some stuff one time with the MGM classic music videos, and I got tagged for that, but that was not a community strike or anything like that. So, oh, look at me! I have a second one that liked me. Who is that? Who's out there that put a like on me? I can only do one like. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll do my I'll do my Finding Nemo impression. That's kind of what we're going to be seeing on the old debates. I know people want to watch the debate. I could try to put it on here, but nah. We can talk about Maui. We can talk more about the fires in Lahaina, which, again, like I said, breaks my heart. I was listening to this one web guy, realtor there on the island, who's been broadcasting pretty regularly, trying to help people, which I really send out kudos to him. He has been going around interviewing some of the residents and people who lost everything. And I know that I wouldn't be very popular with my opinions because I am opinionated on things like that. I studied at Cal Poly, and during that time they had a wonderful course with Dr. Dykes, and he taught on urban interface wildfires. And actually, I think it's WUI. And I learned a lot from his class, and I learned to respect what we have when we live in the Ring of Fire. Not only is this Ring of Fire about volcanic activities and earthquakes, but quite literally, it is fire. And if you don't respect the fire gods, you will lose everything. And that's kind of what I saw happening in my beautiful, wonderful island of Lahaina. And, well, actually it's Maui, but the town of Lahaina. And there's Maui has a lot to it. It's not just Lahaina. But we have to give the fact that Lahaina Harbor is one of the best harbors in the Pacific, and that's why the whalers and that's why all the attracted everybody to that particular spot between Asia and the rest, and us, you know, the U.S. Before the U.S. was around doing shipping and stuff, I suppose it was a pretty beautifully quiet place to be. And of course, the humpback whales would attest to that. They love it there. They love it so much they make a habit of going there every winter and having their young and having their ohana family. It's quite interesting to observe their migration. And I've fallen in love with them, and I go to Maui. I try to make it there in January now, or February. The first time I ever saw the whales was only like maybe 2 years ago, because I never was able to go there during the time they were there. I had a timeshare in Kihei, and that is 1 week in May. So I would go there for a while until I got a divorce, and then my ex and I split it, so I could go every 2 weeks. So I spent one time after my divorce, I spent a week there by myself on Kihei, and I didn't rent a car. I just was on my own, and I would walk or ride the bus. And then the other thing I did was rented a little scooter, and I took a ride down to Big Beach and just kind of putzed around in that area. Then I took a bus, went up to the there's a thing called the aquarium. Yeah, that's fairly new. That was probably been there for 15 years, but the aquarium was a place that it's a very nice aquarium. And then you could take a bus up there, and then from there you could go on another bus that would take you into Lahaina or Kanapali, and then I went and did some parasailing on the Lahaina one time, and that was pretty awesome too. Snorkeling. I would love to have learned how to scuba dive there, but I never did, and then I got too old, so I don't do that anymore. Let's see here. What else could we say happened over there? So they've closed it down. They're not really don't want any tourism in the west side of Maui. And I have a condo, and I've been broadcasting from the condo and showing the ocean, and I'm right on the beach. And this is in Ka'apali, and it did not burn. My area didn't burn, but the fire came pretty darn close. I mean, I think within a mile of the condo. That road that goes between on the west side, that goes from my condo down to Lahaina, is always a nightmare. It's always congested. They do work on it, road work on it, so they have a lane closed down, and things just go really slow over there. To get anything done, it just takes forever. And of course, with the heat, I don't say that I blame them. I'm not a person that likes to work real hard in that heat. And I think that's what you find around all the equator countries. Now, Hawaii is in the Tropic of Cancer, I think it is, it's a perfect place because you're far enough from the equator that you're not getting that really, really intense heat, but you're still getting a lot of really nice weather, and you've got the trade winds. I'm seeing a lot of stuff saying, oh, I never thought it would happen. I can't imagine it ever happening in Hawaii or how that happened. but they're not very well informed. I mean, I could say, I refer back to my class with Dr. Dykes about wildfire and mitigation, or how to stop this from happening. And it's expensive. It's not easy to do, to fireproof your property. And carelessness is definitely to blame for a lot of these really bad situations. I mean, when fire starts burning that hot and that fast with that kind of wind and the grass fires, it is a recipe for disaster. No question. And with all the planning and all the litigation that people probably wanted to do or could do or have been warned to do, probably would not have helped. I mean, I think there's a fire called the Tunnel Fire, which is a fire that burned through Oakland in 1991, California, and it was one of those areas that that the firefighters just became overwhelmed with the fire, and there was nothing. They lucky, 25 people were killed, not what we're looking at the numbers coming out of Hawaii. Children missing. It's very upsetting. No question. Very, very upsetting. And, prayers and blessings to the Hawaiian people, families who've lost their loved ones and lost everything. Things are very expensive over there. Very expensive. It's almost like a fool's dream to be able to live over there. Many of the native Hawaiians all left the islands years and years ago. And, a lot of them did come back over the last few years because things have gotten more available, money is more available. But I'm telling you, I have this, not a timeshare. Actually, I want to sell the timeshare. I'm not sure that anyone's going to want to buy a timeshare. But it's not in Lahaina. It's in Kihei, almost close to Wailea. It's not a bad area, and it did not get touched by the fire. But it was, and it's a beautiful place. But it's just a one bedroom. I think it's 2 bath. Beautiful lanai, lots of stairs. No, not good for people with handicap issues. So anyway, the other one that is on Kaanapali was a trade between some building that we had that we sold, and we rent it out on for nightly use or whatever, short term, and it's expensive. God damn it, it's expensive. And so when we first bought it, it was like in pretty cool shape, but the one bathroom was a mess. And it's like, let's just fix this bathroom, let's make it look nice. So we went and picked out tiles, and we didn't do any wall, because if you're in a homeowners association with walls and getting permits to build or to change things, you can't work weekends, you got to have a licensed contractor. I mean, it just goes on and on. So so we went and got everything ranged, got it remodeled, the bathroom, little bathroom, I'm talking little, and it was like $10,000 to have a new shower tub put in it and new flooring on the floor and tiled. And not just that, it's also just getting someone that would work on it, and that it would go along with the homeowners association, and then they want to make sure that you do all the work down on the parking lot. You don't, like for tile work, you don't make that noises up in the room, in the home, because you don't want to, I don't know, cause problems on the floor. And then it's noisy, so when people are making changes, you've got to let the homeowners people know that you're going to do this at a certain time, and they have to broadcast it to the other people that they're going to be doing some, like changing flooring or whatever. It's a nightmare. That's just like, you can paint your walls. That's no problem. You can paint your walls. And then also we started, right after we bought the place, we started doing this thing called spalling. Well, they started doing it. The building is about 40 years old, so of course it's like, oh well, you have to, being this close to the ocean and having all the elements, the moisture gets, the concrete, stucco around the building starts to crack, and then the moisture and water gets into the cracks, and it starts to accumulate around the rebar, or the steel that keeps the plane upright and straight and safe. It starts to corrode and rust. So what do they have to do? They have to peel away the concrete, peel away the building, the outside skin of the building, and then they have to go in and they patch up the rebar. I don't know, either replace it or... Project took at least 2.5 years to complete. And the other thing is they're up on these high-rise scaffolding, so they couldn't work during high winds. And I do have to say, the last 2 years we've had some really strong winds constantly. I mean, being that I would go my vacations in Kihei and in the Wailea area, we would have calm weather until about noon, and then the winds would come up and start blowing. So that's why we would like to maybe go into Lahaina, where it wasn't so windy. Lahaina, by natural, it has like a natural harbor with a windbreak, so you kind of didn't have those really gusty winds. And that was another thing that I've heard some of the residents say over and over again, is that they didn't have any real warning that they were going to have these kind of winds. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, they're blaming it on that hurricane Dory or Dora, or that little fish over there in the middle. Oh, I can't do that. Hurricane Dora, they said that, the winds were caused from that, but nobody got any kind of warning that they were going to have that kind of winds. And they talked to this other man that was a local who went every day down to Front Street and sold his little Hawaiian hats that he would weave out of palm fronds. Thor says he remembers seeing the guy. I can't say I remember seeing him, but kind of maybe I did, because he would sit in front of one of the restaurants, and we would go to Chemo's. That would be like our one spot that we would go have dinner anytime we go there for their prime rib. They had really good prime rib. And it's right on the water, and so it's beautiful sunset. But, since COVID, I haven't been able to get sunset reservations. It's always been like 4:30. Well, during the, summer months, 4:30. It's a long time before sunset. So usually we would be finished with sunset. But it didn't matter because my condo in Kaanapali has the best sunsets ever. So you can't really beat the sunset from home on the lanai. So it's not a big deal. It really doesn't matter. But I have had some beautiful sunsets there from Chemo's. And now Chemo is sadly gone also. So there isn't much I can do for these people. I mean, my heart goes out to them. And maybe, someday they'll get a home again that they will love as much as the one they lost. But here's the thing about that. Back in February, a funny thing, I was there up the island, and we were having one of the winters from hell, and we had this big, huge eucalyptus tree which fell on the front of my house, and it's destroyed the whole house, the whole front of the house, but consequently the roof has this big hole in the size of a Volkswagen, I've been told. I mean, I see it. We just got it covered up again for the second time because it's been, 6 months now? And we're not getting anywhere with it. We had to like put a halt to the last contractor we had. He was out of control and not very, he's got some problems. So, that's another thing for those people in Hawaii. Even if you have the best insurance and you know that you can qualify to have your house rebuilt, you got to deal with all the red tape and the rigmarole and I think California's bad, but Hawaii is like worse. I don't know. My heart goes out to everybody. I have friends there. I have friends from high school there who lost everything, lost their business. And I also have friends who didn't lose everything and they've lost friends, and they're probably grieving the fact that they also lost the town of Lahaina. Most of the time, I started avoiding Lahaina over the last few years. I have to say, it's just kind of like it wasn't the same for me. But then I've been going there for 40 years, so that's how that is. We change. Okay, so I have 19 subscribers? That's amazing. How did I get 19 subscribers for this? So 30 minutes. I'm not a big talker. I mean, I can talk, but not like a lot of people I know who really can talk. But if I don't have anybody there asking me questions or joining in on some kind of a chat, then we might just have to listen to Under the Sea or something. And then, because I have to sing it. You don't want me to sing it. No, you don't want me to sing it. Darned old gnats. Okay, so this is what I've been doing the last couple days. Every day it's been a new battle, okay? First one was mice. I've never had to deal with mice. But because the tree fell on my house and I can't live in my house, we moved to this other house that's kind of in the fields where there's lots of mice around, and it's a little two-bedroom, and it's raised foundation, so they get under the foundation. I mean, we have Western Exterminator with their traps everywhere. However, I'm putting traps traps around everywhere. Traps, poison. I don't want my dogs to get it. You know, it's all that sort of stuff. Okay. I don't know. I think that was like Monday. And then Tuesday, the skunk got my dog. At nighttime, we come over to the other place to check on my turtles and to check on the house and everything. And we have like offices, and this is my studio. And my dogs are outside in the evening time at night. And Miss Cinnamon, yay, this is the third time she's been sprayed by a skunk. 3 times. I'm telling you, it sucks. That is the most obnoxious stench that permeates every smell. As a matter of fact, it happened in my garage below me, and I can smell skunk in the refrigerator. I mean, when I open the refrigerator, I think that's where the crime happened. That's where ground zero was, where the skunk got the dog. So, of course, what do you do when your dog gets skunked? You have to wash your dog. You have to bathe the dog. Well, I have this nifty little combination of hydrogen peroxide and baking soda and a little bit of detergent. You put the dog in there and you scrub her face because she's got it all over her chin. It's just like her eyes are all red. Oh my God, the poor thing. So I soak her in this solution, and I hold her in this tub, and I rinse her off and towel her off and take her out, and this is all happening after 9 o'clock at night, so I'm not real happy about the whole thing. And then of course what she wants to do is she wants to go rub in the dirt. She's all wet. She wants to go rub in the dirt like dogs do, you know. So I have to keep her from rubbing into the dirt because I don't want her mud again. Oh Lord! So anyway, we left her in another part of the property where she didn't get to sleep with us because she still smelled pretty bad. Next day, we come over and let her out and see how she's doing. So then, it was Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, this is Wednesday. Okay, so then yesterday was ants. Besides that, then I get up and there's ants on the counters, on the floor, everywhere, ants. Ants. Well, I put ant stakes out about a month ago and it was okay, but apparently the ant stakes are not working for these ants. They're littler ants. I don't know where they came from. So, yep. Here I am yesterday spraying ant spray everywhere, which I don't like using poisons because of the animals, because of the dogs, but also for my sake. I don't know what. I don't know if I got some on my fingers, but it was like my mouth, my taster was off the whole day. What's interesting about ants is that when I would spray the ants and they would go crazy and they would start going all different directions and finally, smash them all, wipe them up, clean up the mess. I went on all day yesterday, but luckily, they didn't come back today, so I might have got them all. So I've had my skunks and ants to deal with. Oh, and then I didn't tell you about the bees, but the bees were a couple months ago, so that's okay. So you would think I live out in the country, which I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Nobody's chatting. Where's all my chatty Cathys? No chatty Cathys. What about Terry? Hi, Terry. Terry's the only one that ever stepped in on me. Oh, and then Dylan. But Dylan's back in college, so he's probably studying or whatever you do when you're in college. And I never announce it when I go on. I go live. A lot of these streamers, they can do it for 2 2 or 3 hours every day. My hat goes off to them because there is no way I can do that. It's just too much. Too much streaming. Too much streaming. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so I usually try to make this last at least an hour. So here's the deal. I think I'm going to get something to drink. I left my water. Oh, just a second. All right, I found some water. I don't know if my sound's coming out okay. I'm not using earphones because I'm not using music. And I don't have anybody on the line with me talking, so I don't really need earphones. Now, here's something I want everyone to know. If you're going to guest with somebody and they're having you on their show as a guest, and you're on a streaming, and there's going to be conversation, other people talking, all I want to do is tell you to be sure to wear headphones. Because you have to mute the sound because it creates this echo onto the feed, and it's very annoying to the listeners. In my case, it doesn't really matter because I don't have any listeners. But if you're on a feed and you've got people listening, wear headphones. I don't care. I got these. I have some headphones that are pretty nice, but I got tired of them because they're too big. You know, the big chunky things. So I got these little. I found these. I don't know where I got them. Maybe I got them from the airlines. They kind of look like an airlines thing, right? They give you these on the airlines sometimes. Well, they work too. And they're not as obtrusive. They're not like covering your whole head. Yeah, that's the other problem I have. I have headaches from the light sometimes. So I think I keep trying to come up with ideas to relieve that from the light, but so far I haven't found anything. And then I have this that I can put on a light on my face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dull, dull, dull. See? There. But the problem with that is if I put that light on my face, then you get the reflection on my glasses, see? And it is a glare, and it does bother my eyes. So here's the other thing you do. You can find blue blocker glasses, but unfortunately, like this, what do you think? Well, you don't you don't get the glare, but then again, it falls on your nose. Let's see here. Then I got these, okay? And these you can put them over your glasses, right? They're blue blockers. But then I look like a goofus. Ah! Oh no. All right. And then I have these other glasses that I put on, right? Ah. Okay, there we go. They're on, right? And then I put this on like this. Do I look like I'm under the sea? Well, Blue blockers, huh? No, well, yeah, forget that. Just forget about that. That doesn't work. So, let's see. Turn off the light. That's better anyway, right? I still have daylight, so it's not that bad. I don't need the light. And I'm not going to be on any later than it gets dark, because after my hubby finishes swimming, let's see if he's swimming yet. Panda! Let's say hi, Panda. Come here, Panda. Let's say hi. Come here. Come here. Let's say hi to everybody. Come here. Wait. Here we go. Phew. Say hi to everybody. Okay, so here we have Panda. And I don't know what Panda does, but I think he rolls around in turtle poop or something. And he's camera shy. He's not like to be on the camera. You don't like being on the camera, do you? Why not? I've had Panda for a long time. Panda's 10 years old. He's the best panda ever. Wait, Panda, is it getting dinner time for you? Are you getting hungry? Yes, I know you're getting hungry. That's what he does. He gets hungry and then he wants to eat. Just like the rest of us. I get hungry, I want to eat. And once it gets dark, the skunks come out. So what am I going to do about the skunk problem? Hello, anybody have any plans out there? What do I do about a skunk? A purple skunk. It's going to come and take your house away. Well, I have Cinnamon, speaking of skunk. Hey, Cinnamon, come here. Come here. Let's see. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Okay, so, yes, she is the Miss Stinky Skunk Lady of the Year. Phew. She really stinks bad. You know, the thing is, the skunk gets her right in the face. Because she goes up to the skunk and goes, and there the skunk throws his tail up and zoop. All over her cheek, all over her, muzzle, all over her beard, all in her nose, her eyes. Poor thing. But she's also ingesting this oily, sticky, horrible stuff. I don't know how much she ingests. She does drink a lot of water after that. So then she's got it like, how can I say this nicely? It's in her belly, it's in her stomach. It creates gas. She burps it, she farts it, she licks her, paws. So I gave her another bath, second bath yesterday, and I soaked her in the concentration of peroxide and stuff, and she was smelling pretty not bad when I got her dried off and everything. Stuff, it never goes away. It never ever goes away. It takes months. I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. She was just getting over getting skunked before, and it was just getting like you couldn't really smell it all the time. She gets it again. It really pisses me off. Oh, I hate skunks. Speaking of skunks, how's that debate going anyway? I am so hurt by all the stuff that's going on in my life right now. 2023 has been crap. But you know, it could be worse. It always can be worse. You know, I still have my health. Otherwise, getting old. My husband, he still has his health. We're under the sea, under the sea, under the sea. That's all I know. That's all I have to say. I would love to have some music, but I don't want to get in trouble for copyright bullshit. I could play with my colors. I have, okay, so that's red. Now here's blue. What do you think? You like the blue? Blue's probably okay with the background as far as the little critters. Under the sea critters, you know? Yeah, I know. That's a Little Mermaid thing. But I do have a mermaid up there, so you can see that. There is a mermaid and a turtle. Sea turtle. I like mermaids, sea turtles, seahorses, and octopi. Whales. What a wonderful world that we have here, you know? And Lahaina will be back, and it will be strong again. We had a catastrophe in our little town called Avila Beach, which is beautiful. It's very similar. It really does remind me a lot of Hawaii. And it was a oil town, and there was a lot of pipe. They were unloading oil offshore, so you know they had a lot of pipes, oil pipes for all this stuff. And they got into some trouble for some damages. I mean, what do you call leaks? Well, I mean, the oil industries did do a lot of shitty things as far as putting all their tarry, crappy stuff in a big old pond and just kind of leaving it there. And it contaminated the soil. So that's what happened in Avila Beach. The soil was contaminated. So they had to pay to remove all the topsoil, and all the buildings had to be removed. And there were like a mobile park with a lot of, like, you know, low income older people had that loved it there. I mean, they had the best place ever. And just a lot of really neat old shops, and, you know, just like Lahaina. Well, anyway, everything got bulldozed over, more or less. I mean, they moved some of the buildings, but not too many. And then they removed all the topsoil, and then they had to replace all the topsoil with clean topsoil. And now they rebuilt it. Look it up. It's a nice little town, all brand new. They put in a hotel, and they put in some houses and stuff. As a matter of fact, when I was looking at buying something in Lahaina, I really was pushing to buy something in Avila Beach, because it's, you know, you don't have to pay for airfare, you just drive there. But it was about the same too, cost wise. So I don't know, maybe we should have. But I got outvoted because actually Thor, he loves it there. You know, he can go and do his reports and work online, and then he goes for his walk down at the beach, and would go all the way to Black Rock, and then you come back and swim. Now, I would like to swim in the ocean because I love swimming in the ocean with the waves and the salt water. But you know, the water's kind of cool there. It's not that warm, and it's like going trying to swim in a washing machine. It's our condominium is right on a reef. So right out as you walk out to the beach, there's this reef, and it's an ancient reef, and it's pretty old and dilapidated and ruined by millions of years of being trampled on, I guess. They call it Rainbow Point, and because there's rainbows there, and they really don't want you going out there, and it's really not a good place to go out because it's a reef, you know, it's like hard rocky stuff, and they're wanting to try to get the coral to come back to it, which I don't think is ever going to happen. But you know, we don't like people walking on the reef. You can surf out there, you know, out there, and paddleboard and kayak and all that sort of stuff. But it's not easy access. You can't really get into the water. And then go a little bit south of the place. There's always a big ridge in the water, and when you try to get in the water, you know, you're fighting the waves. And then when you try to come out of the water, it's like the sandbar. There's a sandbar, and all of a sudden there's like a sandbar that goes up. There's a lot of ridge in the water, which is typical. You know, it's the ocean. So when you're trying to get back on shore on the sand, I mean, I'm an old fat lady, so it's not so easy. I'm not like a little dory fish that can just gonna go. No, you can't do that, right? You're doing this other thing where you're trying to go in, ooh, and then you get on your belly, and you're trying to get up off the sand, and you're getting pounded. I'm sorry, but I guess the best way to do it is to get your paddleboard or surfboard, or boogie board doesn't work, and you can try to get on it, and then you can ride it out to beyond the reef. And that would really, you gotta be strong, you know, and I got a bad shoulder, and I couldn't paddle out there. There are good places to swim around there, but you have to walk a ways or walk down to the beach. But I don't think too many people are swimming out there right now. I don't know. I mean, tourism is their trade. There's nothing else there. So if they can't have tourists, they think they can survive on the government handout. Yeah, that works out really well. Really well. You can't rely on the government. They're not going to help you. You can't rely on anybody but yourself. You can't rely on your family. It's been 6 months. All they did is tear everything out of my house, and they haven't put anything back. I don't know if I'm ever going to get a house back. Oh, yes, eventually. I have to say, I really have to kind of chuckle and get a kick out of the fact that everybody's saying they want time to heal. Let me tell you, there is going to be plenty of time to heal. You guys aren't getting your town back for quite a while. They're going to be fighting over what they're going to do with it. It's a tragedy. It's the worst tragedy in the U.S. history, probably. If you look at it, they say for a century. But these poor babies that they don't have anything left of them. It just really breaks your heart. I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. I wish them all the best. Yeah, I'm going back in October. Check on my property. It's going to be really sad. Anyway, look at that. I'm here about an hour just yammering away, talking to myself. I got 2 thumbs up and 1 person watching. Who is watching? I am watching. I'm the 1 person watching. All right, I'm going to close this down. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate everything you guys do out there. Oh, wait, have you done anything? Yeah, I appreciate you anyway. Because you might be watching me at some time or another. Who knows? It could go viral. You never know about these things, right? Anyway, to all my ohana and maui, you know, get the hell out of there. That's my suggestion. I would never live there. And they're probably going to kick me off for saying this, but it's an island. You go over there and you get stuck over there. See what happened? Those poor people, they have nothing. They have nowhere to go. But they have aloha spirit, and that'll get you a long ways. So aloha, mahalo, hang in there. Reality sucks. That's all I can say. It really sucks. So thanks for joining me, and have a good evening. Bye now.